Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, first allow me to say thank you to the organizers, the Cambodia ASEAN BAT, the Philippines ASEAN BAT, and all the friends here. We are entering the age of electricity. Demand is growing and access to reliable, affordable power will increasingly determine where industry locates and growth concentrates. For Cambodia, that is an opportunity. Through the lens of energy security, I want to speak to how we intend to capture it through innovation, integration, and industrial evolution. First, innovation. The way people and industry use power is changing fast, making it harder for grids to manage. That puts a premium on practical innovation. Staying ahead requires better planning, better operation, better standards, and the flexibility to keep power reliable and affordable as the economy modernizes. Artificial intelligence is a clear example of how electricity use is changing. Data centers create large, concentrated, always-on loads. Digital services may feel weightless, but they rely on industrial-scale power. Across Southeast Asia, data center demand is expected to more than double by 2030 as AI and cloud adoption accelerates. Cambodia faces its own demand shifts. Air conditioning rises as incomes and temperature rise. Transport is also beginning to electrify. EV uptake is growing from a lower base, and we are planning up to $10 million in additional financing in new investment to expand charging infrastructure ahead of that demand. To support this, the Ministry of Mines and Energy will be launching a single national platform for locating and paying for EV charging. Across all providers, the goal is to build a digital layer alongside the physical infrastructure. Managing higher shares of renewable energy creates its own innovation challenge. Cambodia has commissioned its first grid-forming battery storage system designed to maintain voltage and frequency stability as the share of solar and wind increases. Electricity du Cambodge, EDC, has procured over 160 megawatt of utility-scale BESS from its own balance sheet, with a pipeline targeting 2,000 megawatts. We are also developing 1,000 megawatt of pump storage hydro, turning seasonal water surplus into dispatchable dry season power. The challenge across all of this is the same: to get ahead of what the grid will need. Set standards early, build flexibility in, and plan for the load patterns of the next decade. As demand becomes more complex, innovation is what enables energy security. Second, integration. In a region exposed to drought variability and heat-driven peaks, regional integration is itself a form of energy security. That integration starts at home. Cambodia is upgrading infrastructure to reduce energy risk and improve performance through maintenance, outage management, and peak demand, so we can connect with confidence and share flexibilities across the region. As the ASEAN Power Grid enters a more delivery-focused phase, the next frontier is implementation. And I'm happy to be joined today by the Executive Director of the ASEAN Center of Energy, who is tasked with the responsibility to develop frameworks for subsea cable study in terms of reference for ASEAN interconnection. So thank you. Good to see you here. Like I said, as the ASEAN power grid enters a more delivery-focused phase, the next frontier is implementation. New power corridors, subsea interconnections, and the operating arrangements needed to move electricity securely across borders. We support this because interconnection allows ASEAN to share renewable electricity more efficiently, managing the variability across a wider footprint, and strengthen system stability as the region decarbonizes. Finally, industrial evolution means attracting higher value industry while keeping energy supply dependable and cost competitive. Cambodia is improving reliability through grid expansion, high voltage line substations, and stronger distributions. Our supply base is also becoming cleaner. In 2025, renewables are accounted for 63% of grid-connected capacity, rising to 67% under our 2026 plan, driven largely by solar, scaling to around 1.9 gigawatt. Export industry needed credible and auditable energy attributes to stay competitive. Cambodia is aligning with internationally recognized systems for traceability and emission reporting. As ASEAN advances work on renewable energy certificates, we have real opportunity to make transparency a regional competitive advantage. We are pursuing a just transition because it is the most inevitable transition. Affordability protects demand. Skills build local capability. Small enterprises strengthen supply chains. That stability lowers risk and lowers the costs of capital. With the Asian Development Bank, we are developing a program to unlock domestic capital for renewable energy, strengthening local banks' capacity to finance clean energy projects at scale. Cambodia's investment framework through the Council for the Development of Cambodia, the CDC, will also ensure energy and investment planning move together in sync. As regional supply chains diversify away from single points of failure, Cambodia intends to be a credible +1 partner. We are approaching graduation from least developed country status in 2029, and we are building the energy infrastructure to compete on the fundamentals: dependable power, predictable rules, and clear contracts that allow investors to build, expand, and operate with confidence. We look forward to continuing to work with investors, developers, multilaterals, and technology partners to build on the enabling systems that make energy reliability possible. As part of ASEAN, we will treat energy security as shared work. Through interconnections, compatible standards, and practical mechanisms that reduce risks across borders. Energy security will decide the map of industry in this decade. Cambodia is committed to earning its place in that future and to building that future together with partners across ASEAN. Thank you very much.